Ever dreamed of waking up in a treehouse, with leaves gently whispering secrets just outside your window? Or imagine living on the edge of a cliff, where your house seems to hang in midair, daring gravity to pull it down. Now, picture a UFO-shaped home perched on a hill, looking like it's about to blast off into space any second. Sounds wild, right? You might think, who actually lives in these places? Your cozy, everyday home might feel safe and practical, but compared to these jaw-dropping architectural feats, it's a whole different story. Today, buckle up as we dive into the world's boldest, most daring homes that push the limits of design and risk. Ready to have your mind blown? Let's go. Imagine a house that flips the script on what a home is supposed to be. Welcome to the Chemisphere House in Los Angeles, a mind-blowing architectural wonder straight out of the 1960s, designed by the legendary John Lautner. This isn't your typical boxy house. It's a sleek, octagonal spaceship-like structure that seems to float effortlessly above the rugged hillside. How? It's perched on a ridiculously skinny 5-foot-wide concrete column that lifts the whole 2,200-square-foot home a whopping 30 feet above a crazy steep 45-degree slope. At first, experts said building here was impossible, but Lautner turned that challenge into genius. That column is anchored deep into the earth, built tough to survive earthquakes and heavy rains. So this place isn't going anywhere. From afar, it looks like a UFO ready to take off. No wonder it's earned that nickname. Despite all its futuristic charm, selling this beauty was no walk in the park. So it's mostly been a rental over the years. But in 2004, it got its well-deserved place as a Los Angeles historic cultural monument, cementing its legacy as a true icon of innovation. The Chemisphere isn't just a house. It's a daring statement. Proof that when creativity meets guts, you get something unforgettable. Would you dare live in a UFO? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Imagine waking up cradled high in the treetops, where leaves whisper secrets and birds serenade you with their morning songs. That's the magic of Free Spirit Spheres, a one-of-a-kind treehouse experience designed to bring you closer to nature like never before. These aren't your typical cabins. They're perfectly round, suspended spheres hanging gently among ancient, towering trees where the air is crisp and pure. There are 3 spheres in all. 2 glow with warm wooden tones, blending effortlessly into forest, while the third dazzles with a sleek fiberglass shell, offering a modern twist on this enchanting hideaway. Suspended by ropes that weave around at least 3 sturdy trees, these spheres feel like tiny floating worlds. Stable yet mesmerizing, almost like something out of a dream. Getting up there is half the fun. Spiral staircases wind their way up the trunks, or you can cross swaying suspension bridges that add a thrill to every step. It's like stepping into a fairy tale, where every moment is an adventure. Inside, giant panoramic windows pull the forest right into your living room, flooding the space with light and life. Whether you want energizing daylight or cozy sunset vibes, adjustable lighting sets the perfect mood. The interiors are snug and stylish, designed to make you feel calm, comfortable, and utterly connected to the world outside. Free Spirit Spheres aren't just homes. They're a symbol of harmony, a peaceful retreat where the noise of modern life melts away and your soul can breathe. Could you imagine spending a night floating in the trees? Tell me your dream in the comments. Imagine a giant limestone tower soaring 130 feet above the valley in western Georgia. So tall and striking, it grabs your eye from miles away. This is the Catchkey Pillar, crowned with a tiny, ancient church known as the Pillar of Life. Dating back to the 9th or 10th century, this church isn't just a building. It's a powerful symbol of devotion that stood the test of time. Inside, you'll find a crypt, a humble wine cellar, and cozy living spaces. Proof that monks once retreated here to escape the world and find peace. What's wild is that people didn't really start exploring the pillar until the 1940s, and it wasn't until 1999 that serious studies cracked open its mysteries. Its remote, almost unreachable location has kept its magic alive for centuries, making it a beacon of faith and resilience. But don't get the idea this is an easy hike. Climbing to the top is a real challenge, but standing up there, looking out over the sprawling valley below, is a moment you'll never forget. Catchkey Pillar is more than a monument. It's a story of human grit and spiritual strength carved into stone. Would you dare to climb it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Imagine a tiny house stranded on a lonely rock smack in the middle of the Dina River in Serbia. So small and fragile looking, yet somehow standing tall against the odds. That's the Dina River House, a rustic little cabin that's been teasing nature since 1968. It all started when some adventurous swimmers, seeking shade and calm, built the first shelter from scavenged wood, hauling materials by boat and kayak. What began as a simple hideaway quickly became an icon, but the river wasn't done testing this stubborn little house. It's been swept away by floods at least 7 times. 7 times. And each time, the locals rolled up their sleeves and rebuilt it stronger than before. Concrete beams were even added, but the river's power kept pushing back. The current version has held steady since 2011, standing as a proud symbol of grit and human spirit. Though no one calls a home year-round, the Dina River House is a testament to harmony between man and wild nature. People from all corners of the globe come just to catch a glimpse of this incredible, tiny fortress battling the currents. Would you dare to stay in a place like this? Let me know below. Imagine living way up on a mountain so remote, even a drone delivery might throw in the towel before reaching you. That's the reality at Fanjingshan Mountain Temples in China, sitting proudly on the Golden Peak, also known as the Red Cloud's Golden Summit. These aren't just any temples. They're ancient masterpieces packed with spiritual power. Built way back in the 7th century during the Tang Dynasty, these 2 temples, the Temple of the Buddha and the Maitreya Temple, stand as symbols of enlightenment and the future. Together, they're like a living, breathing story of Chinese Buddhist tradition, drawing pilgrims and thrill seekers from all over. But here's the kicker. The temples are connected by a skinny stone bridge that stretches across the Gold Sword Gorge, a drop so dizzying it would make even the toughest adventurers pause. Getting here means climbing steep stone steps carved right into the rugged mountain, over 8,300 feet above everything else. It's tough, no doubt, but the views? Absolutely otherworldly. Clouds swirl around the peaks like something straight out of a dream, making it easy to see why the spot is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now, check out this crazy house, perched right on the edge of a cliff, held up by just a few thin bamboo supports. Seriously, how is this thing still standing? Would you have the guts to live there? Honestly, we wouldn't last a minute. What about you? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Would you dare call a place like this home? Skyscrapers may scrape the sky today, but nothing quite matches the daring spirit of the Hanging Temple in Shaanxi, China, hanging on a cliff for over 1,500 years, like it's giving gravity a cheeky challenge. This ancient monastery isn't just a building. It's an engineering marvel crafted by a monk named Liao Ran back in the 5th century. Imagine 40 rooms all tangled together in a maze of balconies, passageways, and chambers, each decked out with stunning sculptures carved from stone, terracotta, copper, and iron. What's wild? These artworks celebrate not 1, not 2, but 3 major ancient Chinese religions, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Taoism, making this temple a true symbol of harmony. And the spot? Not chosen for the views alone. Perched high above the ground, the temple dodged floods and invaders, a smart fortress disguised as a spiritual haven. Even after centuries, it's still standing strong, thanks to careful restoration and the rock-solid cliff holding it all together. If you ever find yourself staring up at this gravity-defying wonder, you can't help but be blown away by the sheer creativity and guts of the people who built it. No wonder thousands flock here every year, eager to soak in its beauty and jaw-dropping audacity. Would you brave the climb to see it in person? Let me know in the comments. Picture this. Massive rock towers rising out of the Greek landscape, like something straight from a fantasy epic. These are the Meteora formations in Thessaly, Greece, and perched right on top, ancient monasteries that look like they're cheating gravity and logic. Back in the 13th and 14th centuries, monks craving peace and safety built 24 of these sky-high sanctuaries. But today, only 6 survive, standing tall as epic symbols of faith and grit. Getting to these places was no joke. Ladders and rope nets were the only way up, and if trouble came knocking, the monks just pulled them up and vanished into their cliffside hideouts. The great Meteoron Monastery, built between 1356 and 1372, was the biggest and most famous, offering a serene escape from all the political chaos down below. It wasn't until the 1920s that stairs were carved into the rocks, finally opening these incredible sights to visitors. Now a UNESCO World Heritage treasure, Meteora draws pilgrims and tourists who come to soak in its jaw-dropping mix of natural wonder and human determination. Whether you're staring up at these towering giants from the ground or wandering the ancient halls above, you'll feel the magic, and trust me, it's unforgettable. Could you imagine living up there? Would you brave the climb? Tell me what you think in the comments. Imagine a castle straight out of your wildest storybook dreams, perched on the edge of a rocky cliff, gazing down over the sleepy village of Hohenau, Germany. That's Liechtenstein Castle for you, a place so picturesque it feels almost too perfect to be real. But here's the twist. Even though it looks like something from the Middle Ages, this beauty was actually built in 1842 as a hunting lodge. Inspired by the romantic medieval style everyone was obsessed with back then. The spot itself is ancient, though a fortress stood here as far back as the 1100s. Now, here's the part that sounds like pure luck or fate. During World War II, a tank shell slammed into the castle's main tower and didn't explode. Just imagine. A single moment spared Liechtenstein Castle from total destruction, preserving all its fairy tale charm for us to enjoy today. You can wander through its rich history in stunning rooms from April to October, or catch weekend tours during the off-season if you're feeling adventurous. With its dramatic cliffside views and a story packed with twists, Liechtenstein Castle isn't just a trip. It's stepping into a dream. Would you want to explore its halls? Let me know in the comments. Picture a town perched on the edge of a towering basalt cliff in Catalonia, Spain, Castellfollit de la Roca, sitting 160 feet above where the Fluvia and Toronel rivers meet. This place feels like it's hanging between earth and sky. What holds it up? Ancient lava flows that cooled and layered to create this natural, jaw-dropping platform. With roots stretching back to the Middle Ages, Castellfollit's narrow cobblestone streets wind through about 1,000 residents' homes. Quaint stone houses that seem to cling to the cliff like they might fall at any moment. Looking out over the lush green valleys below, it's easy to see why photographers and travelers from all over can't get enough of this spot. Check out the old church of San Salvador or hit the viewpoints for some seriously epic panoramic scenes. This isn't just a town, it's a wild dance between nature's raw power and human grit, balanced on the edge of forever. Would you dare to live where the ground seems to disappear beneath your feet? Tell me in the comments. Imagine cruising through a sparkling stretch of the St. Lawrence River that's dotted with, wait for it, 1,864 islands. Yep, the Thousand Islands region isn't just a name. It's one of North America's largest and most stunning archipelagos, stretching 80 kilometers between Canada and the U.S. Each island is like its own tiny world. Some sprawling forests you get lost in, others just rocky patches hosting a handful of birds. That wild variety is what makes this place so magical. Back in the late 1800s and early 1900s, the rich and famous couldn't get enough of these islands. They built jaw-dropping summer mansions, turning the region into a millionaire's playground. Some of those grand estates still stand, giving us a peek into a world where luxury met untouched nature. Today, the Thousand Islands are a haven for adventurers and nature lovers alike. Whether you're hopping on a river cruise to spot hidden castles and soak up history, exploring maritime museums that reveal tales of shipwrecks and settlers, or paddling a kayak through quiet waters, there's no shortage of ways to experience this incredible place. So here's the big question. If you could call one of these islands home, which would it be? A daring cliffside castle or a cozy treehouse wrapped in greenery? Drop your dream pick in the comments. And don't forget to check out the other epic videos popping up on your screen right now. Catch you in the next adventure.